And yeah, I'm just going to start your reading right now. Oh, so the first card you've got for your past is this Fool, which I love. This is the child in the Aries. I love this. I love the Fool. So yeah, this is you. This is you. Okay, so I'm just looking over this whole spread. I'm getting this, I'm just looking at this cliffhanger, not this cliffhanger, but it looks like he's hanging, he's just on the edge of the cliff. He's saying, will I go or not? Will I go or not? Right on the edge. I think you nearly said yes to someone. It feels like someone came back. This is the kind of thing I'm getting. Someone came back to you, and you're right on the edge. You're kind of like, oh, am I going to say yes to them or not? It's kind of a dilemma between heart and head, if that makes sense. It's like, I felt amazing when I was with this person. The passion was amazing. You know, I just fell like this fool, fell off a cliff, fell into love with this person. It felt so good. But it wasn't what I wanted. Something was missing. Something was wrong there. I wanted more from them. I wanted them to want me. This is what I'm getting. I wanted them to want me. They didn't want me. They wanted what they thought I was. This is what I'm getting. And so, even though you knew that, it feels like they came back in some way. Maybe that was just a little message, might have been something like that. And you said, oh, I remember that feeling. I miss it so much. I want to go back there again. And there's this fear around that as well. I'm getting this fear. It's like, I want to go back, but my head's telling me no. I don't want to be sucked into this again. I don't want to be sucked into this vortex again. And it's really funny. I know it's not funny, but I'm saying this because, you know, you've got this Fool up there, and then you've got the Wheel of Fortune right underneath. And it looks like he's about to drop down into this big vortex and kind of get sucked up, and it's going around and around. And that's what you're fearing. It's like, I'm going to get sucked in again. I'm going to get sucked in again. So you're definitely involved with this person in a romantic way. I'm seeing that very clearly. Lots and lots of passion. And you're like, will I go back? Will I go back? I think this is a little, even though this is in the past, I know this is in the past, I think this is a warning for you. I think this is a warning telling you, if this person comes back again, or anyone else like that again, use your head in this situation. Use your head. Passion's fantastic, but I think you lost your head at that time. And I think now, because of that, because of this thing that happened to you, it looks like now you find it hard to find that balance between, will I fall for someone totally, or will I totally cut myself off? It's like you're one or the other in love. And I think you're growing out of that. You're trying to find that balance again, and you will find that again in love. This is if you're single, obviously. But there's this danger around this person. It feels like they might come back and ask you again to come back again, or start to contact you, or send you a message, or something like that again. This is a warning to you not to go back again. The other thing I'm getting here is, I'm just looking at this Wheel of Fortune. What I'm getting there is, I think you had a good reason to say no to them. I think you had a good reason to kind of get away from that connection when you did, because that's how they saw you. They saw you as this wheel. They saw you as the Wheel of Fortune. You were their fortune. You were their fortune. You were their opportunity. They didn't see you as you. This is exactly what I'm seeing. They didn't see you as you. The Fool, the person inside, the person who wants to love, the person who just wants to open themselves up and say, I want you. I want to be real with you. I want to be naive with you. I want to be a child with you. And they weren't seeing that. They were seeing the opportunity. They were seeing the Wheel of Fortune. They were seeing fortune in you. And if you look down, you've got the Ace of Pentacles there as well. So I think they saw some kind of opportunity in you. And that's why you've got your guard up. And I think that's why you've got your guard up for anyone that comes into your life now, if you're single, obviously. You've got your guard up because of this opportunist. So I think in time, that guard is going to come down. That guard is going to come down. But I think for Aries anyway, that guard's up quite a lot, because, you know, not many people get to see that side of you, that Fool side, that child side of you, that inside, that inner person. It takes a lot to get there. It's like you've got 500 doors all locked and no one could get in. And that's because of this opportunistic person, and also because of a lot of other things that have happened to you, a lot of people that have hurt you. But I think, you know, after a while, eventually you're going to get out of that closed off thing, and you're going to open yourself up again to the right person. But it's going to take the right person, and it's going to take a lot of time, I think, in love for you to open up. I think what's going to happen, again, if you're single, when you do meet the next person you meet, it's going to take a long time. It's going to be a friendship, and it's going to grow slowly from that. And slowly, you know, day by day, time after time, or time over time, not time after time, you know, over time, I'm trying to say, you'll slowly get to know that person, and that's how you're going to open up. So that's what I'm getting there. I think you are remembering a lot of, let's say, passionate memories about this person. They're a very passionate person, and I think that was a huge, you know, draw for you. Aries are very passionate, but you'll find that with someone else. You'll absolutely find that with someone else. But yeah, there's a big warning bell here, so it looks like they might come back, or someone else who has the same kind of opportunistic view of you. So just be careful of that. That's what I'm seeing there. Okay, so I'll go on with, yeah, I'm just seeing a few things. I'm getting it all mixed up. I've got this, I've got the Wheel of Fortune, I've got the Knight of Wands. Okay, yeah, I was getting this in your last reading. Some of this, and I'm seeing it here again. I'm seeing it in the Wheel of Fortune, I'm seeing it in the Knight of Wands, and you've got the Ace of Pentacles right there. So it's all kind of flowing down into that flow. It's like the wheel's turning around into the Knight, and he's kind of jumping up and down right next to the Ace of Pentacles. Anyway, I won't talk about all that flow that I'm seeing. Sorry, you probably don't care about that. But yeah. So yeah, there's this really strong, it feels like a really strong ambition, and it feels like it's always been there. It's always been inside you. It's always been there. And you know, with that Wheel of Fortune, that's a big orange wheel. Orange is all about passion. You know, it's all about communication and passion at the same time. So you've always wanted to do that. So something about this ambition has something to do with communication, you know, talking, communicating, showing yourself to people, showing a side of you to people. So there's something about that in this ambition. I don't know if that makes sense or not. It feels like a really big dream. And again, it goes right back to your childhood. And it looks like you had a lot of problems in your childhood that stopped you from saying yes to that dream. You followed a different path. But still, you've got that in you, that you'd like to follow this path that you always had in that dream of your childhood. That's what I'm getting. Now, when I was getting your last reading, and I'm seeing that again here, you had someone who could help you. I was seeing someone around you, and I think they're getting closer and closer to you, and they can absolutely help you with this ambition. And now I can see that they're even closer. So whoever this is, it's almost like you're moving closer toward each other, you and this other person. Now, if you know who that is, they are doing, or they've got something to do with this ambition of yours. All you need to do is talk to them. And they'll be able to help you. That's what I'm getting. They're really strongly. They're very accessible, very friendly, very open person. And the thing is, you know, at the moment you're coming up as the Knight of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles is right there next to you, but you're turning the wrong way. Look at the Knight of Wands. He's going in the opposite direction to the Ace of Pentacles because you're still unsure of yourself. That's what the Knight of Wands is like. He's jumping up and down. It's like, oh, which way am I going to go? You know, I can't go in a clear direction because I'm jumping all over the place. You've got to turn yourself around toward that ace, toward your ambition, and go toward that. And there are all these things that are there around you, and they're a lot closer to you now, and they're open to you, and they weren't before. I'm seeing lots of visuals. I'm seeing, I don't know whether you're in a different location now or whether something's different in your surroundings. Have a look in your surroundings if that makes any sense to you. All of those things, whatever you're seeing, if you're in a new place, a new house, a new area. I don't know what it is. There are lots of signs around you, and that person's getting close to you. So I hope that makes sense to someone, because I can see this is really, really important to you. It's right inside you, right inside your heart. It's back where that fall is when you were a child, and you can really do that now. So that's what I'm getting in that card. So I really, really hope that helps someone there. Okay, so I'm going to go to your present. I'm going to go to this Judgment card here. Yeah, I think just looking down this row here, just look down the center here. This is what's the word? I can't think of the word. A progression. That's the word I'm trying to think of. The progression is the word I'm trying to think of. So there's this progression going down. I hope I'm making sense. I feel like I'm nonsense. This progression going down. So you've got Judgment, then you've got the Chariot, and then you've got the Ace of Pentacles. So there's this turning point in the Judgment card, and I think you're just about to come up to this turning point. I don't know if you're there already. I don't know if you're going through that process right now. There's a big turning point here when you're going to start to realize, I know I can get this. I know I can have this ambition. It's really interesting because this is Judgment, and I think in your past, because it's right next to the Fool, where that childish man is in the Fool, where your childhood is, and Judgment's right next to that. So maybe in your childhood you had a lot of people judging you. You had people telling you couldn't do this, you couldn't do what you wanted to do, or maybe they just made you feel like that. And it feels like maybe you've carried that with you, with the Chariot that's down there. You've kind of carried that along with you in your life, and maybe that's what's made you feel very unsure of whether you can actually do this or not, which is what I was getting in the Knight of Wands. But now what I'm getting here is you're going to start to come out of that now. Look at the way these people are coming out of their boxes. It's like they're coming out of the dark, and they're opening up, and they're realizing, I don't have to listen to those voices anymore. I don't have to listen to those voices. I can listen to my voice. I can listen to my voice. Everything those people were saying has nothing to do with me. It's to do with them. That's the kind of revelation I'm getting here. And then from that revelation, you're going to start to shed a lot of those old voices, and you're going to get into your Chariot, which is right in the middle here, and you're going to go right toward the Ace of Pentacles, where that and that's where that ambition is. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. So you're going toward that, because I'm getting excited. You're going toward that. That's where that ambition is, in the Ace of Pentacles. And look at this. This is really interesting. Look at where you used to be before this Judgment card, this big revelation. You were the Knight of Wands. So you're still traveling. You're still traveling, but you're going in the wrong direction, firstly, and you're going up and down. You're really unsure of yourself. But now you're the Chariot. You're serious. You know where you're going. You're going into the Ace of Pentacles. That's really, really, really important. So you're going to get there. That's what it shows me. You're going to get there, and that's because you're getting your confidence back. And also, it looks like you're probably either going to ask this person who can help you, or they're going to offer you some help, because the Ace of Pentacles is offering. I don't know if you had this in your last reading, the actual Ace of Pentacles. You might have, I can't remember, but I'm just getting some memories of that. I'm getting some deja vu of what happened. But yeah, there's an offering. They're going to offer you something. So it might be that you ask them, or it might be that they come out and offer you. But this person's going to be around you, and they're going to help you to get to where you want to go. Yeah, just something interesting here before I move on to the future. You know, the card that's right in the middle of the spread is the most important card usually in these spreads. So, you know, and I was thinking, why isn't the Ace of Pentacles in the middle? That's the most important. That's where the ambition is. But the Chariot's in the middle. And I think why that's in the middle is because the journey that you go on to get to your ambition is more important than getting there. So the things you learn along the way about yourself, about where you are in the world, about people, you know, about who you can bring with you, who you leave behind, because you've got all these opportunistic people around you that you're kind of throwing away now. All of that thing, everything you're learning in that journey is more important than actually getting there. So I think that's why that sequence is like that. Anyway, so we'll go on with the future. So yeah, you've got the King of Wands here. You've got the King of Wands. So it's really interesting because this is actually like a graduation, because you've had the Knight of Wands, who's obviously below the King, and now you've got the King. So you weren't sure of yourself. You're going up and down like this Knight, and now you're the King of Wands. You are the King. You've graduated from the Knight. And you've graduated from the Knight because you've been through the Judgment card. You're on this journey of the Chariot. So that's why you've graduated. So this is what's going to happen in your future. All this power's around you. That's what the King's all about. Power, strength, passion. You're putting all of that into this ambition. That's what you're going to be doing. It's really interesting. Have a look at this. He's looking back toward the Judgment card. He's actually facing the Judgment card. And it's like he's saying, you know, I'm looking back at you. I'm looking back at my past. Look at this. This is so interesting. So right back in the Fool card, that's you as a child. That's the Fool, the childlike energy. And then you've got the Judgment card. You've got all these people in your past, in your childhood, judging you, saying you can't do this, you can't do that. And now you're the King. Now you're the King. You're looking back onto that and you're saying, I'm the King now. I'm not going to listen to you anymore. I'm not a child anymore. You can't tell me what to do anymore. I'm the King. I run my own show. I'm in charge. So I just wanted to show you that sequence. I love it so much. I love it. So yeah, I love that. So yeah, fantastic. And no, my past isn't in charge of me anymore, because you've held a lot of those voices of what they were saying in your subconscious, I think, stopping you from doing things, making you feel a bit self-conscious, worried, all of that. That's all in the past now, or it's going to be in your future, if that makes sense. Past, future. I hope I'm not confusing you. But yeah, this is really fantastic. This is huge growth. This is a huge reading. A huge reading. Okay, so I'll go on with the next card, obviously, the Nine of Swords. This is a not so good card, obviously. I think this is probably about this person who I was seeing in the Fool and in the Wheel of Fortune. Someone coming back around to you. Now, it might be them that's coming back around you. It might be someone else, because I was seeing a few of these kind of, I hate to say this, but like users. Opportunistic people see you as their Wheel of Fortune. Oh, here's the Wheel of Fortune, I'm going to latch on, I'm going to get what they have, that kind of attitude. So I think someone's going to come back again. I think this is someone that's hurt you. I think they've hurt you with their words. That's what swords mean to me sometimes. Really, really nasty words, or words that hurt you. Maybe they didn't realize they were hurting you, but their words hurt you in some way, whoever this is. And whoever this is, I'm seeing love here, so it's some kind of ex-love connection, or someone that was in love with you, or there was some love connection there. This is, this might give you a clue to who this is, because I'm getting this very clearly. I'm getting a year, so it might be someone that you haven't seen for a year. It might be someone that you've known for a year. So there's a year there. But it might be, I think it probably is someone you haven't seen for a long time, because it looks like they've taken a long time to build up the courage to come and talk to you again. When this person comes back and talks to you, if this is you, if you know who this might be, they're going to pretend as if nothing's happened. It's like they're going to say, oh, hey, how are you? How are you doing? Very, very casually, like that. I'm seeing a really clear no here. I'm seeing a no. I'm seeing like, no, I'm not even going to let you talk to me. No. N-O. N-O, no. Like you're not even going to want to talk to this person, because you're the King now. You're in charge of yourself now. You're the King of Wands. You're going to say no to this person. What I'm getting here is, because have a look at this card here. This poor woman's trapped. It's almost like she's got this cage around her of these swords. So this person's words, these nasty words or whatever this is they said to you, that's trapping them now. So they've trapped themselves. They can't come back to you now because of the words they've said. They've done it to themselves. I know that sounds really harsh, but that's what I'm getting. So, you know, they might say, oh, this horrible, hard person said no to me, this horrible Aries. But no, they've done it to themselves. They've trapped themselves because of their own words they've used. That's what I'm getting very, very clearly in that. Very clearly. And I'm getting a year. I'm getting a year. So that might give you a clue as to who this is, and who to watch out for as well. So yeah, now with this Knight of Pentacles, beautiful card, beautiful golden card. Okay, few things here. Obviously, this is what you're going to be focusing on now with this gold that's right in the Ace of Pentacles, that's right next to this. You're focusing on that coin now. You're focusing on that now. You're focusing on this ambition. It looks like this person is going to help you in some way, or you're going to find your way on that road towards your ambition. And you're getting there. It's going to be hard work. This is the workhorse. But you're focusing on that now in your future. And the other thing is that this Knight of Pentacles, he's the least dramatic knight of all the knights. I mean, look at the difference between him and the Knight of Wands. You know, he doesn't want any drama. He doesn't want any of these people coming back bothering him anymore. And that's another reason why you say no to this person. You're just not entertaining that anymore. Focusing on your coin, focusing on your ambition. It might not necessarily be something that brings you a lot of money, but it's something that's very, very important to you. It's a dream, a childhood dream. It really is. And you know, you can see the difference. You can see all the way down the bottom. This is what you were like before, the Knight of Wands. You couldn't concentrate on what you wanted to do before because you had all these voices in your head from the Judgment card telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that, or whatever happened in your childhood that stopped you. You still had those voices around you. And now, after this, going down this road, this path on the Ace of Pentacles, I'll just show you, there's a beautiful golden path there. So you're going down that path. Now you're where this knight is, the Knight of Pentacles, focusing on your future. So what that tells me is you're going to get there. You're going to get to this childhood ambition. You took the wrong path before. You took the wrong path because of all these voices telling you. And also you're kind of lost in your emotions. You went that way as well. Now you're going to get that emotion back with someone else. This is what I've seen before. You're going to open yourself up again to someone in the future if you're single. Again, that's going to take time. And again, you're not going to let that override your coin. That's the most important thing now, this ambition that you've got. But you're going to get there. So I really, really hope this helps someone. Very, very intense. I was feeling this really intensely, very strong. I hope I made sense to someone. But yeah, it's a general reading. So obviously it's not going to resonate with everyone. All I have to say now is thank you for watching.